Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbana zidna ilma. Allahumma faqihna fid din. Allahumma inni as'aluka ilman nafi'a wa rizqan tayyiba wa amalan mutaqabbala. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. So here we are with our session number 92, alhamdulillah. And we are going to go over our review, inshallah. So let's see what do we have for review. So Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. My dear sisters, my first question for in your review is, can Kana ever have a file? Can there be a file for Kana? Is it possible? Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Yes, Kana can have file, and we have seen a file for Kana. And this happens when? When can Kana have a file? What kind of a file cannot have a file? First tell me that. What is the name for a file that cannot have a file? Naqis. Okay. So what is left then? What fail is, no, not Kamil. There's another name. Tam, right? Fail tam, when Kana is fail tam, and that happens when it is used in the meaning of to exist. In that case, Kana will have an outside doer, will have a file, that, and you will see some examples of that in Quran. We have gone over those examples where Kana did have a file, okay? And we are not calling pronoun in Kana as a ismu Kana, because in that case, Kana is acting as a complete, fail. And inshallah, after we go over these verses, we will look at those verses again as well, okay? Yes, we have seen Lafzul Jalala in a hadith where Lafzul Jalala was Ismu Kana Marfu Ta'zim. And also we have seen there was a Shay'un in the same hadith that was Ismu Kana. So I will show you that again. But before I do so, let me take you to this verse from Surah An-Nisa. What is the labeling, the i'rab for this word Kana? Give me the i'rab for Kana. So Kana, when like, what is going to be, how will you put a labeling? Means like, you're going to call it fail. No. Here Kana is a fail that is naqis, right? Kana is a fail that is naqis here. It is fail madin naqis. And Lafzul Jalala is going to be Ismu Kana. Let me tell you why. Allah was. Do you get a complete sense? If I give you that this means if I give you Allah was versus Allah existed. Is there any difference between these two? Do you see any difference, my dear sisters? Is this complete or this complete, or both are not complete? Yes, one is complete and the other is not, right? So think here, Kana Allahu, Allah was muhitan, one who encompasses. Without muhitan, this chunk is not making sense, right? There is something incomplete about it. You have to have a khabar for this chunk to get a complete meaning of a sentence. When you have kana Allahu muhitan, you then get a complete sense that Allah is ever encompassing. I'm saying Allah is, I can translate it as Allah is ever encompassing. Right? Can I say like that? Everyone understood this so far? That Allah was or Allah is not a complete, was or is nothing that makes sense by itself. You have to have a khabar after it to make a complete sense. Therefore, kana is going to be fail naqis. Lafzul jalala is going to be ismu kana, not fa'il. Okay. Now give me a rap for bima. jar wal majroor muta'alliq bil fi'l. And some may, some places may say that this ma is another type of ma, but I will just, Allah is ever encompassing of what you all do. I will just treat it as ma mausula. After ma mausula, what should I look for? Sila. Where is my sila starting and where is it ending? It's a jumla failure. Barakallahu feek. Very well done. And ya'maluna is the sila and that is it. Right? Or muhitan is the part of sila too. Can you connect ya'maluna muhitan? Think about it. You cannot, right? Bima of what you do. Muhitan, encompassing what? What is it answering? Okay, now think about it. If it is ya'maluna muhitan, what is muhitan answering for you? If a word is in nasb status, it can be one of maf'ul, it can be probably hal, it can be one of the details. Does it appear to be detail for ya'maluna? It's a khabru kana, yes, but if one who encompasses. Muhitan means one who encompasses. Right? They do all encompassing. It doesn't make sense. Cannot be hal for ya'maluna. What's the problem with making it hal for ya'maluna? Does it, when you make something hal for something, the sahibul hal and hal must match in number and gender. For a beginner student, they must know that sahibul hal and hal must match in number and gender. Ya'maluna is masculine, muhitan is masculine, but they are not matching in number. Make sense or no? If it was muhitina, yes, makes sense, but not like that. Okay, so you are going to just call this chunk as mutalik bil khabar. What are you going to call this? Mutalik bil khabar or mutalik bil fail? What are we going to call this? Mutalik bil khabar. Barakallahu feek. No, mutalik bil khabar, right? The sentences with kana, we treat them as jumla ismiya. When kana is naqis, treat the whole sentence as jumla ismiya. Stay in jumla ismiya world, okay? Find ismu kana and find khabru kana for yourself, okay? Now, let's do another verse. And it's another verse from Surah An-Nisa. And let's see what do we have here? Wastaghfirillah. What is this? Wastaghfir. Wastaghfiri. What is that? Barakallahu feek. Barakallahu feek. Yes, it is ask, dua. And then, who is the doer? So this is Amr. Failul Amr. Who is the doer? Anta is the doer. Lafzul Jalala. What are we seeing here? Barakallahu feek. Yes, second person Lafzul Jalala is Lafzul Jalala. What is the role of Lafzul Jalala in this? How will you connect? So, wastaghfir was fail with file. This was Jumla failure. Fail with file, right? Fail was failul amr. File was anta. Lafzul Jalala is answering your who question. Who should you ask forgiveness from? So when it is, answering your who question, it is your maf'ul bihi. Barakallahu feek. Inna Allah. What are we seeing here? And let's read. Inna Allah. Now, Jumla Ismiya. Barakallahu feek. There's another sentence starting. The first sentence was Jumla failure. The next sentence that we are seeing here is Inna Allah, which is the beginning of our Jumla Ismiya. Lafzul Jalala is going to be my Ismu Inna. And once I have Ismu Inna, the next step is, what is the next step? Once I have determined my Ismu Inna, Khabru Inna is the right answer. And I want each and every one of you to think like that. When I am asking you, once you have determined Ismu Kana, I am expecting you all to write, the next step is to find Khabru Kana. Whenever I'm asking you to see Ism Mawsul, the next step is to find Silatul Mawsul. And then the third step is to find what kind of Sila you have. Similarly, when you have Inna Allah, Ismu Inna is there, what is the next step? If you are looking for Khabru Inna, what kind of Khabar do you have? That is not your next job now. Think about it very carefully. Do you have Mufrad Ism? Do you have Jumla Ismiya? Do you have Jumla Failure? What do you have? My dear sisters, I have multiple answers here. We have Jumla Ismiya, and that is the correct one. Lock kar do. ठीक है? Okay. So, Kana is making a Jumla Ismiya, right? So, Kana is the beginning of your Jumla Ismiya. Fail, Madin, Naqis. Ismu Kana is, what is the Ismu Kana here? Give me the Ismu Kana. Lafzul Jalala, or it is Damir Mustatir Hua. Yes, it is going back to Lafzul Jalala, but here you don't see anything after Kana, so you are not going to call Allah as Lafzul Jalala. The same rules of outside doer work for Ismu Kana as well. Your Ismu Kana must be after Kana wa ikhwatuha. Remember, my dear sisters, okay? It has to come after. It cannot be before, okay? And once we have determined Ismu Inna, then the next step is anyways Khabru Inna, right? So when we are in the Khabar, then we cannot go back. Then we will stay in the world of Khabar. And we have a Fail Naqis, Jumla Ismiya started by Fail Naqis here. So we'll stay here. We cannot, leave this spot now. So here I'm going to, yes, it has to come after. Ismu Kana has to come after your Fail Naqis, and it follows the same rules as the rules of file or Naibul file. Usually you will see file, okay? It will follow the rules of file. Remember that, okay? So Kana is your Fail Naqis, Madin, Ismu Kana, Damir Mustatir, Hua. Now, what is the next step? I see answers given before. Now you look for Khabru Kana, and your Khabru Kana is Ghafuran Rahiman, right? Ghafuran Khabar 1, Barakallahu Feek, Rahiman is going to be your Khabar 2. Very well done, my dear sisters. Now, keep this chunk together. What is the status of this Jumla Ismiya? Give me the status. I need a status, my dear sisters. For everything, we go into detail, right? Barakallahu feek, because Jumla Ismiya, that is the Khabar of Inna wa Ikhwatuha, is rough in status. Therefore, this jumla is fi mahalli raf'in, right? Fi mahalli raf'in. Very well done. Okay. Now let me I will come back to the first part of this verse of Surah Nisa because I'm very interested in doing this one because it's very it has a lot of interesting grammar. So let's just do it together. Inna Allah. What are we seeing here? Real quick. Jumla ismiya. Do you have inna wa inna wa ismu inna? Do you have ismu inna? Yes, lafzul jalala is ismu inna. Barakallahu feek. So now what's the next step, my dear sisters? What should I do next? Should I look for file or should I look for something else? Barakallahu. Look for khabru inna. What kind of khabar do you have, my dear sisters? Jumla ismi or jumla fi'liya? Look carefully. La yuhibbu. La yuhibbu. He does not love. Jumla fi'liya, right? So this is the beginning. So where should I end my khabar? Where should I end my khabar? Yuhibbu? Okay, let me for now I will end it here, okay, if you say so. But let's see what Sister Faiza has some other suggestion, and I want to see what she wants. Yuhibbu, how will you connect man with yuhibbu? Allah does not love. Who does not he love? Is man not answering your who question? Yes or no? It's man. It's not min, so be careful. It is man. So can you call it maf'ul bihi? How many of you want to call it maf'ul bihi? Yes, maf'ul bihi. Everyone wants to call it maf'ul bihi. Barakallahu feek. I will call it maf'ul bihi. So is it going to be, will it be right if I say this is fi mahalli nasbin? Because it's not showing its status. Okay. What kind of ism is man? Ism shart? Very well done. Ism mawsul. So once I have determined my mawsul and I have determined its role as well, I will look for my sila and what kind of sila do I have? Fragment, jumla ismi or jumla fi'liya. Barakallahu feek. Attempt it. Kana, where is the ismu kana? Where is the ismu kana? This is jumla, this whole is silatul mawsul. Then comes your kana. Ismu kana is damir mustatir huwa khawanan. Khawanan. Khabar 1, athiman. Khabar 2, barakallahu fi, very well done. I'm very happy you did not make it mawsuf sifa. Barakallahu fi, my dear sisters. So did you notice how different things are being connected? How this, what is the status of this jumla ismiya? Barakallahu feek, Sister Faiza. And I was just wanting to see if some newer sisters, were able to answer this, because this is la mahalla lahu min al-i'rab. Remember? Remember? I'm glad I checked you. Because it is very important, yeah, because of man, because man mawsula, and silatul mawsul is always la mahalla lahu min al-i'rab. Okay? La mahalla lahu min al-i'rab. So remember that, okay, inshallah. And these are things, we practice, and then we perfect them. Okay. So at this stage, we are going to practice so hard that, inshallah, down the road, these will be just like, you all know that I don't have background in Arabic, right? Most of you must have, guessed it by now, right? I'm not an Arab. I'm not a person with a degree in Arabic, right? You know that, right? So I will be very honest. If I can do it, anyone can do it. just have passion for Quran. Yeah. So just yes, this practice, and honestly, many hours of practice, and really, they are going to get you a long way, inshallah. For the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yeah, may Allah keep our intentions pure. And I'm making this dua for myself first, because that is very important, because sometimes this is something we lose the point, that why were we doing something, what was this done for. So keep that in mind, so that you do it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and rest will be easy. So if I asked you status of this sentence now, this entire sentence that we have connected, barakallahu, very well done. See, not many people know that, Alina, not many people. So, people will make mistake here. So here, inna Allah, because ism of inna is nasb, and khabar of inna is Aisha. What is the khabar of inna? It is raf in status, right? Khabar of inna is raf in status. And if the khabar is jumla, then you call it fi mahalli raf'in, right? We just did it before, right? So this one is going to be fi mahalli raf'in. Everyone with me so far? Was it easy? Okay, so okay. So let me just now take you to now little more about kana wa akhwatuha. Okay, I have this slide in your notes. Has anyone seen this slide in their notes, my dear sisters? Because it was going to be too much. Yeah, it is super scary. So that is why it was there in the notes from the beginning, but I never went over it. But there may be few that if you want to familiarize yourself with, it will definitely going to help a lot. Okay, so among them, asbaha, if you want to write it down in your notes, that I need to know about asbaha, you need to know about dhalla, you need to know about bata, you need to know about this one. This is used only once in Surah Yusuf, and you don't want to miss this one. Okay, ma or la, fatia or yafta'u. Okay, yes, let me just change the colors for them, so that I'm going to change, I'm going to put it in your notes. I'm going to highlight them, or I'm going to change the colors of the important ones. Okay, remember madama, ma zala or la yazal. Okay, ma bariha, la yabrahu, lan nabraha. Okay, lan nabraha, don't forget about this one. Okay, and I will highlight everything for you. So one more time: kana, laysa, asbaha, dhalla, yazallu, bata, ma or la, fatia, yaftau, ma dama. Dama, don't forget it. Okay, this one is an important one. Ma zala, la yazalu, and lan nabraha. Okay, these ones we will try to memorize. Okay, we will try to commit to our memory these ones, because and we'll try to know their meanings as well. The reason being because they are used in Quran. Amsa, you will not find in Quran. Adha, you will not find in this context in Quran. Ma infaqqa, you will not find in Quran. And Sara, you will not find in Quran. So if at this point, if you do not remember them, it's okay, but just you should have the entire information, because you may find them in hadith, and that will be a problem then. Yes, don't print any notes yet, and I'm going to update everything, and then you can print them. Okay, inshallah, once I have everything together in one session. Okay, that is how this was. Some are jamid, they only exist in one form, like laysa. Some are jamid, they exist in one form, like laysa. It does not have any other form. And some do have other forms, and some have the entire, you will see asbaha, yusbihu as well. Okay, some have other, complete conjugation. Okay, just like a regular fi'l. Make sense? Okay, what was the question? Okay, so yes, akhwat means sisters, right? Just like inna wa akhwatuha means inna and its sisters. I think now it's clear, right? Akhwat means sisters. Just like you are my sisters, right? Okay, let's see now. So just real quick, my dear sisters, I want you all to keep this thing in mind. When we are translating some stuff, I gave you, when we were going over kana in the beginning, I told you it is going to be translated as was or were. Kana by itself, when it is fail madin, the meaning that we are going to get is was or were. In the past, we have gone over fail mudare and fail madin. Have we ever seen non-standard usages of fail mudare and madin? What do you think? Sometimes fail madin is used for an event that is happening in future. Sometimes fail mudare is used to describe an event that has happened in the very distant past. For example, about the brothers of Yusuf alayhi salam, wahum yabkuna. So they were, while they cry, so hum yabkuna means they cry or they are crying. So was that the event that was happening while so Yusuf was being revealed to Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or there was right? It was an event of a very distant past. So remember one thing: sometimes there are standard and non-standard usages of words in Quran. You will see in Quranic Arabic. Sometimes there is a difference from regular Arabic as well. Kana, when I studied from Ustad Noman, he mentioned it that the use of kana in Arabic, in Quranic Arabic, is even different from regular Arabic of that time. In Hadith literature, you won't see kana, but it is only used to narrate something of the past. But in Quran, I have shown you how it can have a meaning of is, will be, was, right? Have you seen it with Lafzul Jalala, when kana is used with Lafzul Jalala? And there will be other cases where you may see the same effect of kana, where you will see the meaning is ever, it has a meaning of ever, or you will see in translation that this applies to present, this applies to past, and this applies to future as well. Are you all clear about it? With more, once we are more advanced in our Arabic studies, inshallah, you will notice all these subtle concepts, and these things will be, you will know that why something is being narrated in the past tense, or why an incident is being narrated in a present tense. And I did mention few reasons, not all, but inshallah we will look into the detail of that. But when we teach someone, we teach the very basic. We start from the basic, and then we build on to telling people, okay, there can be a non-standard way to translate kana as well. Okay, so for now, I want you to learn this. Like, if you are given a sentence and you have to distinguish this sentence huwa maridun from kana maridun, not only you should be able to identify that their i'rab are different. Here khabru, this khabar is rafin status, and this khabar is nasbin status. There is also a difference in meaning as well. Can you all see that I have translated huwa maridun as he is sick, and kana maridan as he was sick? Everyone understood this so far? What do you think? I want, there are more than one person in this meeting right now. So I want each and every one of you to be active in the chat and let me know that you have understood that this is the very basic that you all need to know. And then you will inshallah learn the nuances about kana and how differently it can have different meanings. Okay. So remember, it is for was or were in Quran. The purpose of kana in the past is was or were. The purpose of yakunu, and the entire present conjugation, it is mostly for future. Okay, if you have to say yakunu muslim mu'minan, yakunu mu'minan, give me the translation if I'm saying that this should be future. Yakunu mu'minan. He will be a believer, right? Does it make sense? So the standard way how you are going to understand this concept is when you have yakunu mu'minan, you are going to say he will be a believer. And if I tell you kana mu'minan, what is the translation for that, Alina? He was a believer, right? He was a believer. Remember that, okay? So you should be able to distinguish one from another, okay? At this stage, this basic difference should be understood by each and every one of you, okay? We already went over it. I told you, if you see kana with mudari, how will you translate it? Real quick. Used to. So what is the, if a high schooler asked you, how do you translate kana plus fail mudari? And they know, the English grammar. That's okay, Sister Zora. Yes, he used to lie. Past continuous, right? You all understand that you are going to say past continuous, and in Urdu and in Arabic you are going to say madi istimrari, right? Everyone should know past continuous or madi istimrari. The next step was, if you have to say something that has occurred in the past, occurred only once, and occurred in the distant past, if you have to tell someone that this action occurred a long time ago, what do I have to use? Kana with fail madin, and this is called madi ba'id. Okay, it is not only denoting distant past, it is also past perfect. For example, if now I tell you, I give you an example of this, translate this sentence for me. Kana nasara. He had helped, right? So nasara, he helped. He had helped. And always remember, kana also have a lot of emphasis in it as well. This part I never mentioned before, but now I'm telling you that kana also has it has connotation of inna. Okay, if it was kana yansuru, it will be he used to help. If I say kana nasara, he had helped. Okay, yani this has action had perfectly happened in the past. He had helped. I know for sure that this action occurred, and it occurred probably once in the past. Okay, now if there is yakunu with fail madin, I told you there is now a doubtful past. I'm not sure. He may have written, he may have helped. If I have to say, he may have helped or he might have helped. So what should I do? Yakunu nasara. Everyone, can you understand this? You will not see it very commonly in Quran, but understand it to understand hadith as well, because you might come across tafsir or hadith where you will see this. Okay, so he may have helped. If I give you now yakunu with yansuru, yakunu plus mudare, it will show a possibility in future or present. He might help, right now he might help. Okay, so this is again a possibility which is going to be for present or for future. So he might help. So he might help you. So now he might help, or he may help you in future. Okay. So yakunu plus mudare is doubtful present or doubtful future. Okay. You're not sure, but may help. It might happen. Everyone is understanding this so far? Alhamdulillah. Okay. Then comes a possessive sentences. Okay. Did you see, let me show you. If I have to say, I have a book. if I have to say I have a book, I will use jar wal majroor. Okay, what I'm going to do is I am going to use a jar wal majroor, and I am going to put it like this. Okay, everyone can see that, right? Li kitabun, I have a book. Now I have to say I had a book. Now I don't want to say that I have a book. I have to say I had a book. Okay, for that, what we do is we keep everything the same, but we put kana at the beginning of our sentence. Are you with me, my dear sisters? So here you can see this is a part of a verse from Surat Kahf. And he had fruit. Remember that person of a garden? The surah that most of us recite on the day of Jummah, right? So in that very surah, there's a part where there were two people, they had gardens, and there was a person with two gardens, right? Who was a rich person, and he's been described here, kana lahu samarun, and he had fruit. So did you notice? Just by introducing kana, you have, and from he has, you change the tense to he had. I hope this is clear. Okay, so the labeling is going to be simple. Kana is going to be kana. Oh, how will you label this now? Yes, you're going to just simply treat it as Jumla Ismiya. So remember that, okay? So you again, your jar wal majroor, your ismu kana, and everything will be there, okay? So to negate kana, that is past tense, you are going to have ma or lam yakun. For past tense, ma can be used ma kana. Translate this part for me. Ma kana minal mushrikina. Mushrikeen means disbeliever. Yes, and he was from the disbelievers, or he was not from the disbelievers, right? वो मुशरिकीन नहीं थे. नहीं काना and he was, ये आपका ismu kana, don't forget it, right? Don't forget ismu kana. Your ismu kana is hua, so treat it like hua, right? It is hua, so treat it like hua and translate it like hua. How hua is translated. और वो मुशरिकीन में से नहीं था. ठीक है? Talking about Ibrahim alayhi salam in Surah Al-Baqarah, verse number 135, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, and he was not from the disbelievers. Make sense? Because ismu kana in kana is damir mustatir hua. Now come to Surah Al-Ikhlas. Lam yakun. Lam. Where did we learn this lam? Real quick. Haruf jazima. Everyone remember that? Okay, so after Haruf jazima, what do we see? You are seeing fi'l naqis, but you are seeing a mudare, right? You are seeing a mudare, which is majzoom. Very well done. Yes, yakun is majzoom. Its regular form is yakunu. And this is the majzoom form of yakudu, which is yakun. So mudare majzoom, this mudare is, and he does not have. Does it make complete sense? So if it does not make complete sense, it's naqis. So should I look for ismu kana or should I look for fa'il? Ismu. Do I have one? Sister Anina and Zarina and Aisha. And I also want Sister Rubin to answer this one for me. Where is ismu kana here? Think about it. Lahu, can lahu be ismu kana? Lahu is jar wal majroor. Can jar wal majroor be ismu kana? So what is jar wal majroor? Ahadun, yes. So ahadun is ismu kana. Lahu is jar wal majroor. Mutaliq bil khabar. What is kufu one? Why is it nasb status? It is your khabru kana, right? Everyone understood it so far? Alhamdulillah. And I have some few more verses for practice. So inshallah, we will be good with that. Okay. Asbaha means to become in the morning. Okay. فَأَصْبَحْتُمْ بِنِعْمَتِهِ إِخْوَانًا. Put Arab here. I need Arab for this verse. Jumla ismiya. Okay, I agree. I will take it as a right answer. Now, if you have Jumla ismiya and you have fail naqis, asbaha, what are we going to look for? Fa'il or ismu? Because every fail has a pronoun and I have to have a correct labeling for that. So I'm going to look for ismu. What is ismu? What is ismu asbaha? Is it ba, ha, ta, mim, lam? What? Ta. Ta'ul fa'il is ismu asbaha, right? And mim is for jama, for masculine plural. Li jama is zukurina, right? Bini'matihi. Bini'matihi. What is that? Mutaliq bil khabar. Barakallahu feek. And there is jar wal majroor bini'mati. And then ni'matihi is an idafa. Ikhwanan. Ikhwanan is a khabru asbaha. Khabru asbaha. Okay. فَأَخَذَتْهُمُ الرَّجْفَةُ. Real quick. Very few minutes left. And we need to finish this exercise. Cannot finish our day without it today. Jumla failure. Fail, tam or naqis? Tell me. أَخَذَتْهُمْ. Tam. Barakallahu feek. Very well done. It is tam. I agree. So now, akhazat. Who is the file? Is it here? Is it here or a rajfa? A rajfa, right? It is rajfa, right? Akhazat is here. Akhazat, right? Because ta has sukun. It's not anta, it's not anything. It is here, akhazat, right? And there's an outside doer here, a rajfa. What is the status of whom here? And what is the role of whom here? Maful bihi barakallahu feek. Because pronouns always come up as detailed. It is nasb status, maful bihi. Now come asbahu. So since we are learning naqis, so that part I will keep it easy. I'm not going to give you tam and the asbaha you will hardly, in Quran it has been mainly used as naqis. That part is easy. So where is my ismu asbaha? Give me ismu asbaha. Wow is ismu asbaha fi darihim. Jar wal majroor and darihim. Very well done. It is mutaliq bil khabar and darihim is an idafa. Jathimina. Jathimina, my dear sisters. Khabru asbaha. Barakallahu feek. Every time you look for ismu asbaha, find your khabru asbaha. Okay. Then comes zulla. Okay. So asbaha means you all became. You all, I'm saying all as well, because so that, everyone is clear that, here ismu asbaha is antum. It is not anta. Okay. So then you all became, by his favor, what did you all become? Brothers. If I leave it without brothers, does it make sense? You don't get it? No. Okay. Aisha, what part is difficult? Where are you finding it hard? You can unmute yourself. Worldly meaning of asbaha. Okay, so asbahtum, you all became. You all became. So what did you all become? It you all became in morning. In the morning, you can also, sometimes it will have that connotation too. It is from subh. You know the root letter subh. Subh is morning, right? In Urdu we call subha hogi, right? So it has it means you all became. No. You all became in the morning. In the morning. Okay? You all became in the morning, by his favor, brothers. Now, does it make sense? Let me tell you. If I make it, amsa means to become in the evening. Amsa, the one that I asked you to skip, means to become in the evening. If I say, put there, فَأَمْسَيْتُمْ بِنِعْمَتِهِ إِخْوَانًا. Now give me the translation. Faiza, can you help? Sister Faiza? You all became brothers in the evening, right? Right? I think there are some typos there. You all became brothers in the evening. Make sense? Aisha now? No problem, dear. Happens, right? Aisha, now is it clear? You all became in the morning by his favor, brothers. You all became in the evening by his favor, brothers. So keep that. Inshallah, this will not be very hard, inshallah. I assure you. Similarly, you all, they became in their homes. They became within their homes. If it was without jasimina, does it make sense? Yes, it will mean you all became. Okay. Yeah, it is not always have a connotation of morning, but it may have in Quran itself, it can have connotation of something to become in the morning. Okay, because remember, some people left, and when the people came in to see these people in Surah Al-Araf itself, in the morning, when people came and saw, they became in the morning. What was the time? It was in the morning. They were upside down, motionless dead bodies, right? Sister Zora? Sometimes you will not have in the morning connotation, to be precise, but most times you will find it, like in the first verse, asbahtum binimatihi ikhwanan. Here, in the morning is not important, but here the next verse in Surah Surah Al-Araf, verse number 78, it does have, in the morning, when the people found them, they found them motionless dead bodies in the morning. I hope this is clear to all of you. Okay. Now, zalla. It means to remain. Qalu. Give me i'rab for this. Qalu, my dear sisters. Jumla fi'liya. Yes, it is used in terms of punishment, where the punishments were being described. Yeah. So yeah. So qalu, jumla fi'liya, fi'l madin, fa'iluhu. Okay. So my dear sisters, when I have qala yaqulu, what comes after it? And if I can put inverted commas around it, maqulul qawl, it becomes maqulul qawl, right? It is an inverted comma sentence, a difficult term. I have not taught you it, so it answers a question of it answers a question. What kind of question is this chunk answering for you? Yes, this is Jumla Filia. What did they say? Is it not answering your what question? Yes or no? Right? Every time. And in the beginning, it might be hard. But eventually, each and every one of you should be able to see how you're going to, find your maf'ools. Because you have to ask yourself, what kind of answer am I getting out of this? And then, inshallah, everything will be making complete sense. So this is fi mahalli nasbin barakallahu feek, because every maf'ool is going to be nasbin status. If it is a jumla, then you call it fi mahalli nasbin. So that part is done. Na'budu asnaman. Na'budu. Give me a rab for na'budu. What is a siga? Fail, ism, harf. What is na'budu? Jumla failure. Okay, barakallahu feek, my dear sister. What kind of fail? Madi, mudari. It is nahnu. It is nahnu. That is correct. But what is? It is we will worship. Na'budu. Look here. Ain, ba, dal are the root letters. Come back to the basic grammar. Ain, ba, dal are the root letters. Noon, what is noon there? It's a sign of mudare, right? It's a sign of mudare. So if it is a sign of mudare, na'budu cannot be but only mudare. So na'budu, fail mudare, failuhu, damir mustatir, nahnu, asnaman. We will worship. What will they worship? Asnam, idols. Okay. And then comes fa. You can just call it atf. Nazallu. Nazallu. What is that? Zalla yazallu. So this is fail mudare. Fail mudare. Barakallahu feek. So what's the pronoun here? Noon is the beginning. It is nahnu. Noon is the beginning. It's nahnu. Noon is the sign of mudare. And nahnu is the damir mustatir here. You cannot see it, but nahnu is the ismu zalla here. Okay, because it is we are coming to that. And we will remain laha to them. We will remain to them. Does it make sense? No. We will remain. We will remain what? We will remain nothing, right? Either you say we will remain standing, we will remain sitting, we will remain doing our Arabic grammar, we will remain reciting, we will remain eating, all those, right? I have to have something after it to make complete sense. Therefore, I am going to call this nazallu fail naqis, and damir mustatir nahnu is ismu zalla, laha is going to be mutalik bil khabar akifina khabru zalla. Right? Everyone with me so far? So now let's just do another beautiful verse from Surah An-Nahl, very close to my heart, and let's see how much do we remember from the past. Wa idha. Idha. Where did we learn idha? Very well done. Barakallahu fi. You learned it when you were learning your shart. Okay, what kind of a word it is? Is it a harf or ism shart? Very well done. It is zarf zaman. If it is zarf zaman, it is an ism. It's not harf, right? That is understood, that a person who knows that this is a zarf, that person knows that this is an ism. This cannot be but ism. And this ism has to do with time or place. So if it is zarf, it has to do with time and place, but this ism has to do with time. Therefore, we are going to call it zarf zaman. Okay, time, noun of time. Bushira. Bushira. Look at the spellings very carefully and then attempt. Okay. Bushira. Past passive. Barakallahu fi. And where is what's the pronoun? You do not have, it's a past, you do not have anything after your third root letter. So the pronoun here is, there is no tasakun, it is huwa, right? It is hidden and it is huwa that is hidden, right? If there was bushirat, it would be hidden too, but yutasakun will indicate that this is hiya bushirat. But I don't have anything after ra, I'm going to call it huwa bushira. Should I look for something after it? Very well done. Naibul file. Now I'm going to look for naibul file. Do I have one? Yes, ahaduhum. And when one of them is given good news, bil unsa. Jar wal majroor mutalik bil fi'l for now. Okay. What's the status of bushira ahaduhum bil unsa? Now this is a tricky one. The status. I'm asking about the status. Status of the sentence. It is shart. Yes, it is shart. Why is it jar? Alina? Why is it jar? Very well done. Zarf idafa, it's your complex idafa. Very well done. Beautifully done, my dear sisters. This is your complex idafa. Do not forget that. Okay? Because ida is mudaf and the sentence after it is mudaf ilayhi fi mahalli jarrin. Bil unsa is ending the sentence. Right? This sentence is, what kind of a sentence is this? Bushira haduhum bil unsa. We determine fail, naibul file, and mutalik bil. So is it jumla ismiya or jumla failya? Jumla failya. Barakallahu feek. Now comes zalla wajhuhu. Zalla. Now comes your jumla ismiya. And this is starting. So it is jumla ismiya starting. Barakallahu feek. Very well done. So now tell me. What is zalla? Think about it like past, it is naqis, barakallahu fi. It is fail madin, naqis. So therefore, wajhuhu. What is the labeling for wajhuhu? Should I call it file or should I call it something else? Ismu zalla, muswaddan. Muswaddan, khabru zalla. Everyone, is this clear? Huwa. What is huwa? Jumla ismiya, beginning of jumla ismiya. Yes, you can say zalla wajhuhu muswaddan. And when one of them is given good news of a girl, his face turns black. Shame on him. Very bad. Huwa is going to be mubtada, kazimun. Kazimun. It's khabar, right? Simple khabar, simple jumla ismiya. So wow here can be, wow here in such sentences can be, it can be a wow that is, you have covered it a little bit, not in a lot of detail. Yes, you can say this is while he is suppressing his anger. While he is suppressing his grief. So this whole sentence, if I ask you, Alina, give me status of this huwa kazimun. I need status for this sentence. Aisha, do you agree with Alina? Sister Zora got it. Barakallahu feek. Very well done. So everyone understood this, right? That how hal is going to be, if it's a word, it's going to be nasmin status. If it's a sentence, it's going to be fi mahalli nasmin. Barakallahu feek. Very well done. So now it's 1 o'clock. We'll have to stop here, and inshallah, we will continue doing this practice in our next session on Saturday. And that is going to be the end of your term 3, right? Supervisor, is it term 3 and right? Yes, please. And I welcome a new sister with us, Sister Yasmin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Me and all these sisters in this class welcome you. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make your presence very mubarak for our class and us mubarak for you as well, inshallah. Okay. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put lots and lots of barakah in your journey. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us the sincere students of Quran and a very humble student of Quran as well. Yeah. Barakallahu feek, my dear sisters. So with that, I will end the session. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Take care. Ameen.